everybody, and welcome back to another episode. Today, we're here with Glenwood's softball and basketball coach, Coach Dusty Perdue. And so, Coach Perdue, we thank you for joining us. Glad to have you back on the show.
Glad to be here, Craig. Thanks for having me.
And, Coach, last night, tough loss against Lee Scott. Hard fought, but y'all fell short. Let me ask you, what will be the biggest challenge against Lee Scott and Abbeville coming up?
Well, it was a big loss last night. I will tell you this, either way, I've been on both sides. I've been on the winning side more than I've been on the losing side against Lee Scott. My kids fought hard last night. The difference in the game last night was they were 13 of 24 from the three-point line, and we fought for every basket that we got. Really proud of the guys, the way they played. But we get another chance, and that's what you're talking about. Our next week, we're on the road at Abbeville on Tuesday, a good Class A team with a guy named Jackson Blaylock is their best player, and we'll have to keep him under control to have a chance to win there at their place on the road. And then we get Lee Scott again next Friday, which it'll be a great high school atmosphere, just like it was this last night. Packed house. It's always fun to be a part of that. And we'll get another chance at them next Friday before we go into postseason play. And we'll hope they're not shooting the ball as well and that we can step up and play as good as we did yesterday.
Okay, all right. Now, there's a lot of talent from last year that has graduated. What are some of the challenges you and your team have had to overcome this season?
Well, really just bringing back, let me think and make sure I say this right, one starter from last year, which is two starters, Brooks Barton and Bryce Valero. They're the only two that came back or didn't graduate. And then putting a sophomore into the role that we put Bryce Rozier in, and then having Anthony King transfer back to Glenwood and play this year as our point guard. And then our football extraordinaire, Tater Trespass, coming in and doing a really good job at the post position. So filling three voids on your starting lineup has changed a lot about what we do. Trevor Horn has come in and given us big minutes off the bench. Cody Bentz has come in and given us big minutes off the bench. Another football player, Landis Boyd, has come in and given us big minutes off the bench. Another football player, J.J. Jackson, has come in and given us minutes off the bench. So we are a football-laden basketball team right now that has gotten better as the season's gone on. I like this team. They play really, really hard. They're a very good defensive team. We just struggle sometimes scoring the basket. So, but we're getting better. I'm really proud of the way we've played, and just overcoming the challenges of being on the basketball court is what we're having to overcome.
Okay. All right. And now another a tough loss, which, Coach, I know you don't want to talk about it, but the Calvary loss, same hard fought. You came up short. If you would talk
49-48 in that game, lost to them, and we lost that game at the free throw line. We were 10 of 21 from the free throw line. And you make one or two free throws, it's a totally different basketball game. That one hurt a lot. It started off a week of 3 games, and we lost 2 of the 3. We lost to Calvary on that Monday, beat Springwood on that Tuesday, and then lost an ugly game against Lakeside on that Thursday. So, I don't really like to talk about the losses very much, but you have to as a coach just to be fair. That one and the Lee Scott loss are 2 of the ones that I'll remember from this year.
Okay. Now, Coach, there's all over the school, there's talk about the junior Ethan Crawl, which, of course, he can't play this year, but whenever he can play next year, what do you think he'll bring to the team?
Well, and not to correct you too much, Craig, but he's a sophomore. So I'm going to get him for 2 years. So he'll be a junior next year. So he is a missing link for this team that would help a lot this year, but very excited that he fits in with those other 3 sophomores that we have on the team. He'll fit in, or 4, He'll fit in with Bryce Rozier as a junior next year. Cody Bentz is a junior next year. Trevor Horn is a junior next year. and Blake Shanehair as a junior next year. So we'll have a 5 right there just out of those guys. Got a great upside, can jump out of the gym, knows exactly what he's doing with the ball. He's scratching the itch to try to get to play. He practices with us every day. He's been a part of this team every day. I just hate it that he can't put a uniform on and play with us every day. But he's done everything we've asked him to do, and I'm looking forward to him becoming eligible next year and getting a chance to play not only basketball, but he's a great soccer player too.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I didn't realize you got a lot of talent building up.
I hope.
I got faith in you, Coach. You're
Thanks,
gonna do it.
buddy.
I got faith in you.
I appreciate it, Craig.
Okay, now, even though we're in basketball season, if you would talk about the talent that your softball team has coming up.
Lost 2 girls off last year's team, 2 seniors, big seniors. Captains of my team, mainly Cameron being the captain of the team. Cameron Bentz was a shortstop, so I have to replace that. I think we are going to do that. But it's going to be hard to replace 30 home runs and 84 RBIs. Kaysen Boatner had 30 home runs. She set the school record with 30 home runs. She beat that by 12. And then 84 RBIs, she broke that record by, I want to say, 9. But filling those 2 spots are huge for us. I don't know that we'll fill the void of the bat with Kaysen. I think our infield will be just as good, if not a little bit better. We got some girls that have moved in. I don't want to say who they are yet because I hadn't set the positions yet.
Right.
I do want to send a shout out to the coaches that are out there at softball right now, which is my mom, Debbie Ball, Coach Brett Wilkerson are out there right now practicing the softball team. So I'm really excited about what they're doing. But we're getting into it now. We're about into the 3rd week, and they're out there busting their tail. I know we start off February the 22nd at the Edgewood tournament, playing against the 2 best teams, I think, in 3A right off the bat, Bessemer Academy and Macon East. So we're going to jump right into the fire right off the bat. And I'm looking forward. This is a big senior class, one of the biggest senior classes I've ever had. I want to say there's 7 of them, and all 7 of them will contribute this year and have been a big part of our program.
Okay, now, who had broken the record in home runs before Kaysen Boatner? Do you know?
Yeah, Kayla Niles.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you coached her too then?
I did. All 5 years, 8th grade all the way to 12th grade. She just graduated this past year at Anderson University with her degree in business. And she still holds 1 home run record. She holds the home run record for most home runs in her career. But single season is Kaysen now. Somebody's got to beat 52. 52 home runs in her career. If Kaysen had been here more than 1 year, she may have broke that record. So we got a person on the horizon that may have a chance if she gets well. Hope Galat's got a chance to break the home run record set by Kayla of 52. If she can just get a few more home runs, I think we can break that.
Okay, and Hope Galat's going to Anderson too, isn't he?
That is correct. Going to Anderson as a catcher.
Okay.
Let me say something about that real fast. 4 girls, most I've ever had signed this year. I got 4 girls that have signed scholarships to go play softball. Is it 4? It's either 4 or 3. Let me get it right. Ashley Gallant is going to CVCC. Hope's going to Anderson. Carlina Hampton is going to Georgia Southwestern. It may be just 3. I was wrong. It's 3. But that's 3 strong schools for them to go to, so I'm excited about that. And if I've left anybody out, I can't think straight right now. If I've left anybody out, I'll correct myself. But, yeah, it's 3, not 4. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, now, getting back on the basketball topic, who are some of the young JV players that you see becoming big leaders whenever they reach the varsity level?
Well,
because you're JV coach too, right?
I'm the JV coach, the middle school coach, and the varsity coach. So, yeah, I coach all 3 of them. A guy by the name of Eli Devon, who's an 8th grader, has got a chance to be really, really good, a special basketball player, can shoot the 3. He knows some of the things he needs to work on, get quicker with his feet. He got hurt this year and had to end his season early because he had a cracked vertebra, but he'll be better than ever when he comes back. A kid named Jerron Keaton has got a chance to be really, really special. If he would work a little bit harder, I put that on him every day. If he'd work a little bit harder, he could be really, really good. He's really special. But those two right there are the main ones that stand out that really have a chance to get to the varsity level and make a difference.
Okay. Now, Coach, everybody keeps talking about some of the calls made yesterday. Do you think that some of those calls could have gone either way?
Oh, Craig's trying to bait me, ladies and gentlemen. He's trying to bait me to talk about the guys in the stripes. Anytime there's a game of that high magnitude, you want the calls to go your way. There was a couple of suspect calls yesterday. You look at them on film, they really become suspect calls. And could they have been done? Could the game have gone differently and been done differently? Absolutely, Craig. A lot of people will say that. I mean, how do the New Orleans Saints feel right now for pass interference not being called when it should have been called in that game?
Exactly.
I mean, there's people suing over that. We ain't suing anybody. But yeah, I mean, you got to look at things. You got to slow down and look at things from both sides, especially when you're an official in a game of that high magnitude. Some things could have gone different yesterday. Me being a softball umpire in the fall for the Georgia High School Association, I'm on that side some too. It's just not indoors and it's high velocity. I'm outdoors and it's softball. So, yeah, Craig, you baited me into that. Yeah, it could have gone a little bit different.
Okay. Now, what is the main thing that you're doing right now to prepare your team against Abbeville?
Well, we had a big game last night. We're just out there shooting right now in 7th period. We're going to take the afternoon off. We're not going to practice because our legs need to get back under us. We'll come back in on Monday. We have a long weekend. We'll come back in on Monday. We'll watch some film, and then we'll talk about Abbeville and what we need to do, and then we'll go play that one, and then we'll come back on Wednesday and do the exact same thing on Wednesday and Thursday to get ready for Lee Scott on Friday. As we get closer to the games, we're 20 to 21 games into the season right now, and a lot of practice and a lot of games up and down the floor. Day before games, I don't like to run them on their legs very much, try to save their legs much as we can, because I'm only, out of 11 guys, I'm really only playing 8 in a game. So I'm trying to save their legs, save some of their durability. They still are student athletes, and they still go to school all day. Whether they pay attention in class on game days or not, I don't know about that. But the main thing is that they do get after it. They play hard. I couldn't ask for a better group of guys that play hard and I get along with. And they do everything I ask them to do. That's all I can ask you at the end of the day. Just do what I ask you to do, play hard, and let's see where the chips fall.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask you, for your last question, I'm going to ask you, if you would, talk about just some of your championship teams in the past, like most memorable teams and...
Well, most coaches will tell you the most memorable team is going to be your first one. That'll be your first championship. 2007, we won a state championship. That may be the best team that's come through Glenwood in a long, long time. We went 30-1. The one loss we've discussed before was my fault. Wasn't the players' fault. They had a lot of athletes on that team. 2013, we won a state championship. That was with Trotter Behringer, Trey Beck, Tree Thomason, JT Thomas, Anthony Holtzclaw, who was the player of the year in the AISA. 2013 was very special. We won our state championship at Huntington. We won both of those at Huntington. Really proud of that team. I want to say they went like 27-3. Then we had several chances we should have won. 2014, we got beat in the state championship game. Alex Hicks was on that team. He's playing at Troy this year. JT Thomas was on that team as a senior. He's starting at Columbus State this year as point guard. And so we missed it in 2014. 2015 and 16, we were in the Final Four, couldn't get to the championship game. 2017, when Trip Day was a senior, we won it again. Trip played unbelievable in the championship game against Tuscaloosa and Lee Scott in the Final Four, Tuscaloosa in the championship game, and we won it again. So I've been very fortunate to win it 2007, 2013, 2017. There's only been 4 state championships won at Glenwood. I've won 3 of the 4 with my team. So I'm excited to be the coach of that program. We've built our program since 2005 to where it is. People say we're down because we're 9 and 11 on the year. I don't think we're down. I just think everybody else has gotten better too, you know, and that's good when everybody else has gotten better. So, you know, I'll remember every one of those teams. The first one I'll remember a lot. I had 2 of those guys here to watch the game last night that were part of that first one. Everybody knows about the Lee Scott rivalry. Everybody wants to be a part of it. Let me turn things on you, Craig. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Tell me what it's like to be a part of the bleacher creatures during the game against Lee Scott.
Well,
the bleacher creatures are our student section.
Well, I mean, it's very hostile environment. You will see. I'm always a good guy, but you'll see a different side of me while I'm while I'm in there and the game gets going, you know. And I mean, it is definitely one of the most fun times of your life you'll have.
Just looking over there last night, y'all were deep. There was a bunch of you. I mean, so much that y'all were 2 rows or 3 rows deep on the floor. That's how many. Y'all were deep in white over there last night.
Yeah, and I got there last night, and I think JV boys were finishing, and the student section was already packed.
Get there early because you got to get a seat.
Oh yeah.
But no, I appreciate you, Craig. I know you've been at this school a long time. You've been a part of a lot of student sections. You've been a part of a lot of things that go on at this school. And no, I appreciate your support. I appreciate you doing this. You're promoting our school, being a big part of that, and you've come a long way.
Okay. Yeah, well, same to you, Coach. You really have been a big influence to me.
Well, Craig, you're one of my favorite guys, and I appreciate what you do.
Well, thank you. All right, well, Coach, we're going to wrap it up for today. And so
I done got Craig speechless. He doesn't know what to say.
We're going to wrap it up for today. Once again, Coach, we thank you for joining us.
Thank you, my friend.
And
I told you, he's lost. Go ahead, Craig. Don't bloop this. We got to watch this.
I'm so glad we're not live. Y'all be sure to go on YouTube every Friday and watch a new episode. You just simply type in Glenwood News, CTV Beam. And thank y'all for watching. I'm Craig Coulter. We'll see you next time.